Welcome back to it. So today I'm going to bring you another survival tip for the urban setting. Now, this is another plant that has a couple of different uses, and it's a plant now that you'll find everywhere on the side of the road, in people's yards, in your yards. It is a very, very common plant. And a lot of people seen this plant. A lot of people know what this plant is. It's just that, like I said, a lot of people don't realize what they're good for and what they're used for. Now, I'm doing this video in my car this time because of the fact that I know where one of these plants is, and it's a very, very good example of what I'm trying to show you guys. The problem is that it's in one of my neighbor's yards, and I have not been able to get in contact with this person in order to ask them if I can pick some of them, or get a piece off of this plant. And I don't want to do it without permission, but I will show it to you from a distance. Either way, you're gonna recognize it once I show it to you. Now, this plant has been used for hundreds of years as a food source, as a source of medical aid, and even a source to stay hydrated in a way. So I'm sorry, it's because the neighbor's dogs were going off at the gas man, and yeah, I'm just checking that out. But yeah. So this next plant has a couple of uses that that are beneficial to anyone in a survival situation, and I mean, it's pretty good tasting too. It's really, really good tasting. Now, like I said, some of these plants are a seasonal thing, but once you learn and actually I've seen them like in different parts of the town, and I know where there's another one that I could potentially grab a fruit off of that I'm gonna try to go to here in a little bit, and that one is just on the side of the road, so I shouldn't have a problem with anybody telling me anything. So this is probably going to be a 2 to 3 part video, depending on where I find these things. And like I said, I'm just trying to give as much useful information for the person who may have to be surviving in an urban area. So stay tuned for that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I was talking about. This here is a prickly pear cactus. Now, this cactus has 3 uses for sure that I know of, and I'm going to try to get into a little bit of it. See, and I'm trying to film it from afar. I'm on the side of the road here, just because I don't want to step on his property. Well, it's not really his property, but I don't want to take any fruits from this plant or any of the we call them pencas, which would be the leaves, which would be the big old part right there. Well, anyway, this is the prickly pear cactus, and this is the one that most people would use to eat. Now, the pencas, which are these right here, the green part, these are edible. Now, these right here are not as edible as other ones because these right here are old. Now, what you're gonna do, like if you're gonna want to come back to this cactus in order to survive, you would cut a piece of this off. Like, see that pointed part right there? You would cut a piece of it off, and from there grows new pencas, or new leaves, sprouts, and those are the ones you want to eat, the new sprouts. Whenever this cactus sprouts new plates, or let's call them plates. That's not the technical term for them, but I'll look it up and I'll come back in the next video for that. So you cut off a piece, and that'll create new sprouts of this, and that's what you're going to eat, the brand new sprouts, the really, really tender ones, because these are tough already, but these can be eaten. You just, you wash them up, and you take off the thorns, and you boil them, and then you cut them into little strips, or you can cut them into little strips and then boil them, or you could even grill them. I've seen people grill them and they put cheese on top. It's really good to eat. And these right here, see if I can zoom in on those. That right there, or that right there, are the fruits. Now these are the prickly pears, and these right here have been a delicacy for Latinos and indigenous peoples for hundreds and hundreds of years. Now, when these are bright maroon or dark maroon, as I would say, these are ready to go, and they're ready to go right now. And I am really fighting the urge to take one of these from this man's cactus, but I do not want to overstep my boundaries until I ask for permission. But I will be picking all of them eventually. I want to get them before they go bad, because I am going to attempt to make prickly pear jam or jelly. But and another use that this plant has, I'm sorry for the shaky hands, because like I said, I'm doing this from the side of the road. Another benefit that the cactus has is that it will give you some electrolytes or some moisture when you eat it. So it does help, like, moisture wise. But it also, if you cut it down and you use it, like, let's say on a bee sting or an ant bite or a burn, it will soothe it will soothe things like that. So it has some medical benefits as well in a survival situation. So yeah, take note of this plant. Like I said, it grows everywhere, and it's a really, really good thing to know. And it's actually very pretty. When it flowers, it's very, very pretty. So yeah, I'm gonna come back with another part and see if I can find one of these that I can steal or pick a prickly pear fruit, so that I can show you how that works. Stay tuned. Now here I am at that other spot that I was telling you about, and this one actually has this interesting thing that happens to the pads. That's the word I was looking for earlier. The pads, the prickly pear pads. So this one looks to be, it might be a different type of prickly pear, but it also has fruits on it that are ready to go. And I'm gonna pick one right now, and I'm gonna take it. And I bought one at the store at HEB to do as a comparison, taste wise. So stay tuned for that. Now here is the other one, and this one has a very interesting thing happening to it. It has these little, if you can see that white fuzzy stuff on it growing, and I cannot remember what that's called, but I'll look it up and I'll come back in the next segment of this video and I'll comment on that, what it might be. But if I remember correctly, if you grab some of these right here and you squish them together, they create this reddish paint dye, and this is a natural dye. And a lot of the indigenous peoples use this for several things, and I think they still use this today, because I mean this really is really bright red, and it's I know that it stays for a while. Like at this point, I don't even know how I'm gonna get it off my hands. But here's the prickly pears, and these are significantly smaller. Oh look, we got a little stink bug right there chilling that we're gonna try to avoid him. And I'm gonna try to get the prickly pear probably on the other side. There's one right there. But if you can tell here, we're actually on the side of the road here. Let me see if I can move back so you can see here. This is the side of the road. And like I said, I mean, they grow pretty plenty. There's some there. There's some, this is a big one right here, and there's some over there. And let me go ahead and grab one of these so I can get out of the way of these people driving. Now, I'm gonna use this piece of newspaper because it does have little hairy thorns on it. Let me see if I can get homeboy off of there. There, I got him off. Sorry, bro, but I'm gonna take that. He tried to come at me real quick, but see, I got one, and we're gonna take that home. Welcome back to Epper. So, here's the final cut of this video that I'm doing on the prickly pear cactus. Now, here we have one that I bought at HEB, and to tell you the truth, some of the ones that I've been seeing on other plants are big, but not as this big. But I mean, when you grow them for commercial sale, they're gonna be like this. This is not what you're gonna find in the wild. But it's a good way to kind of tell the difference and I'm gonna use a knife on this one because I don't want to. And just so you see this is just a little Swiss Army knife looking truck stop keychain deal that I found at a yard sale. Really, I think I paid like 50 cents for this, and it has a variety of things that you can use, even a saw. And I feel like this kind of goes with the whole like trying to survive thing, because not all the time are you gonna have the money to pay for a really good blade, and in reality all you really need is something that cuts and is usable. And so I'm gonna use this because I don't want to get any more thorns, and I actually got some earlier, so you can see the comparison of this one here. Let me put them right next to each other so it doesn't play that camera trick. This one compared to this one, and the other ones that I was looking at were bigger than this but still smaller than that. And just so y'all know, I found out what this white substance on the prickly pear is. And I'll turn it around here. You can see some of it, right here, this white substance right here. And I found out that this is actually a parasite of a sort. It's a bug called a cochile bug, cochile scale insect. And what it does is that it latches onto the cactus pads and the cactus fruit and basically sucks the nutrients out of the cactus. But this bug, being squashed or so on and so forth, it creates that bright red pigment. And I found out that this pigment is used in food dyes, makeup, and textiles. So it's a very versatile thing when you can find it. And I've seen it before, but it has been a while since I had seen it, to be honest. And I mean, but when you find it again, I mean, it's yet another use that you can put. It's another use that you can get out of the prickly pear cactus, along with it being a source of moisture, it being a source of food. It's also, handy if you get a cut or a burn of any kind of insect bite. You just cut a piece of the pad off and rub it on your skin. It's a lot like aloe. It creates a soothing effect. And so yeah. And then this pigment or dye, I mean, you could really use it for a lot of things. Let's say you want to if you want to dye a shirt, or if you want to write something on a piece of paper and you don't have a pen or ink, you find some of this, you can crush it up, add a little bit of water to it, not a lot, and sharpen the point of a stick and dip it in there and just write something out real quick. There's a lot of uses you can do with the prickly pear cactus. But let's get right to it. So I'm gonna cut this one open, and the way you do it is you're gonna cut off this part right here, right there, the end, and you're gonna cut off this one as well, the other end. And this is already smelling kind of grassy, to be honest. And a lot of people, put lime on it, and they put tajin, which is a chili powder, on it, salt, and what you're gonna slit it down the middle, and then now you can kind of peel it. I mean, and a lot of it looks kind of like a kiwi. This green one does look like a kiwi, to be honest. So let's go ahead and cut a chunk off of this. And, it's been a while since I ate tuna or a prickly pear. So let's get a piece of that. See? And you're going to see all the seeds. These are all the seeds. And all that can be a cactus. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of hard getting through all the seeds because there's a lot of them. Mm. Now that's what you're left with, this pulp. And well, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, probably because it's green still, but it's got a sweetness to it. And I don't know what to compare it to be honest. It's very fresh, very green. Now with this other one, I'm trying to get some of these stickers off of it because I will be having to handle it the way I did this one, and I really don't want no thorns in my hand. So we're gonna rub it really good with this newspaper, see if I can get most of these little stickers off. Oh, there's still a seed in there. I don't think I got them off. And then we're gonna take the cochilo bug that's on here and get him off of there. See, it's already making that pigment. See, very interesting bug actually. So we got that off of there. I'm not sure if I got all the thorns off of it, but we're gonna go ahead and cut into this. So we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut the top part off. Oh, this one's still green on the inside too. Cool, interesting. Cut the end. Oh, okay, that's a little bit better. I guess I didn't cut deep enough on this one here. There we go. See, you can tell the difference. And we're gonna go down the middle. Peel that back. Peel it back. It's already getting kind of hard because probably we're getting into the end of them there. And also it's a smaller fruit, so let's see how this goes. Let's go ahead and get a chunk off of this here. Ooh, this one's got seeds, a lot of seeds too. See, and these seeds are mostly in the middle of the fruit, not all throughout. So, now that one had a little bit less fruit in it, a lot more seeds. But right away, what I can tell you, this one tastes a lot more earthy. I'm not gonna say sweet, but it does taste more earthy, and it's a little bit more refreshing than the green one. And I imagine if it was bigger, it would probably be better. But like I said, not all cactuses are created equal, obviously. So there you go. Prickly pear cactus, a very, very useful source of survival food in case you're in that type of a situation. And it's readily available anywhere in South Texas. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.